Support LaneSide. Get something cool.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of LaneSide Reviews. As always, I'm the bearded beast, Rob Johnson, joined once again by Scoops Porter. And we've got some really exciting stuff to show you on this episode, so why don't we take it LaneSide and see how it's stacked up.
All right, guys, welcome back. As always, we're joined by Wayne Porter, our speed dominant player.
Yeah, he's bowling on the easy house shot.
And we're looking at another new company for us. Well, it's kind of new, but not really.
It's a new nameplate in a company that we dealt with a while ago.
This is Swag and the Swagger Show-Off.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about these guys coming back into the fold. I really liked some of the stuff they had when we were doing it before and went through some restructuring and rebranding and, you know.
Now they're on the PBA tour with Anthony at Lavery Spar.
Yeah.
And we got some performance here with the Swagger Show-Off. I guess the old Swagger wanted to put some show-off on the lane there. Yeah. Good Lord, that was a lot of hook. That was
one thing I always found about a lot of the stuff that we reviewed for them in the past that I enjoyed was it hooked.
You think?
They have very strong covers.
Well, I know you really liked the Pandemic when it came out.
Yeah.
And you had the Sting?
The Wasp Sting, the green one,
So,
but
this
stayed in my bag for a long time,
This is our first one with the newer nameplate, and this core cover combination is very interesting. If you look at the actual core numbers, this matches up with the Storm High Road with Dynamics, but this has a lot more cover on it.
Yeah, it's a very strong cover for sure. It you can see it picks up. It's interesting because it picks up strong, and then it's got a nice heavy roll through the lane, and then bam, it's so continuous. It just flies.
Now, for our speed dominant player, we would normally not be so high on a higher RG symmetrical ball. But with this cover on it, and in the summer months like this where we're seeing a lot of over-under, a lot of cliffing, a lot of not very much oil, this is the kind of ball that he might be able to go to later and kind of control the lane.
When everybody's going to chew up the edge of the wall or the cliff. Yep. Look at this one come out.
And see, that one actually didn't hook as much as the other one. He's able to get over, take a little bit of advantage of the oil.
And that's what I mean. Just, it's good to be able to get in where other people can't, right?
Yep.
A lot of people have been kind of coming around the ball a lot to get it down lane in the summer. I've come in and watched a couple times.
Yep, and that creates a real over-under.
Yeah, over-under for everybody. So if you can get in and take advantage of the burn on the outside and stay in the oil just a little bit longer than everybody else and then spin her off, not spin her off, get her off,
Now, we talked about core dynamics. This is a 2.572 RG. So this is what we'd put into our burn category with a differential of 0.45.
This one's a little better.
That looked better. Yeah. Now, this has the Bragger 1
Pearl
cover stock. And what's the core name on this one?
The Cranker.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
They put a 3 in instead of the E.
So it could be Cranker, could be the Cranker 3, could be. Yeah. And it's at 3,000 grit sanded. So I mean, it's got a fairly fast response.
Yeah.
Grit on it, and yet.
There you go.
He's still been able to keep it relatively.
I mean, he didn't get out of the pocket very much. He was pretty close all the time in the pocket.
Yeah.
As you saw, it's just, some of the carries weren't the best, but
you could switch that a little bit with some surface.
Change the surface or like you said, just maybe not in that area or that time to play it, right?
Yeah.
Like get in a little bit later. The whole thing is if you got a little bit more friction outside and you can get in the oil where nobody else can get that extreme angle and make it come back, you'd be laughing later.
There he is with the bonus. You can see he plays it fairly straight. And like most speed dominant players, you don't have a lot of hook down lane.
Yeah.
And if you get forced too far left, the ball doesn't corner.
Yeah.
A ball like this, when you've got some friction to throw it to, will allow you to get
like this one. This
a little bit farther left and get a little bit more entry angle.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he went from that tap 10 to 10 back easy.
Yeah. And you can see, too, it's just where it's coming off the deck is just phenomenally placed.
Now, here you are with the swagger. And once again, we were expecting, based on core dynamics, for this to be a little bit weaker.
Yeah. I should have known. Like I said, this is the first swag ball we've thrown.
Yep.
And we talk about the core numbers and everything, but this core looks cool. Like when you see the picture of it, it looks like a crankshaft. I think that's why they went with a crazy name,
I
right?
always thought it looked like an S.
Yeah. But I think that's the whole thing.
Yep.
It's the sideways crankshaft, right? So it's got that interesting flow of when it gets into its tumble, right? It wants to get on its side. And
it pushes a lot of the weight of the ball to the outside.
Yeah.
But I guess it would also create some interesting dynamics when drilling through it, because you're going to hit core and then not core and then core. So it could create some interesting post-drilling numbers. And you can see here, it's still hooking a lot. You've already made a 3-2 left move.
Yeah. And it wants to go. That's what I mean. I just coming out of it clean.
Yep.
And it doesn't want to give up that motion. There's definitely a lot of continuation through the pin deck. It's got like I said, a good strong roll, and then comes off that spot, like sees the friction and wants to go.
Now for you, the 3000 might be a little bit too early. I can't believe I'm saying that, a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Might be good to hit it with a 5000 pad on a spinner to get a little bit of shine.
Yeah. I personally didn't realize it was pearl.
Really?
Like looking at it, I don't know if it's because it was a 3000 and I'm so used to pearl balls being shiny.
Okay.
But, this one just to me just looked like maybe a hybrid more than a pearl. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, I definitely see maybe shining it up and playing it once again a little bit maybe later in the block and taking advantage of that.
Yeah, because you could get a lot deeper.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to make another move here. You could get even deeper and take advantage of it. Throw it to the friction point down lane without having to worry about it overhooking down lane.
You can see here came around that one a little bit more. You can see it shaped up.
It didn't whip off the corner.
And that's the thing is that's one thing of, as I talk about all the time, not liking pearls, because I do tend to come occasionally flip my hand.
Yep.
Right. I mean, nobody's perfect. I mean, we're all human. But I mean, when I throw pearl balls, do that, it just overreads and takes off, right? And that's why, especially on cliff shots, I tend to throw a lot less pearl.
Well, you use a lot of urethane on the cliff shots because you can blend it out rather than having to worry about it.
Where that
so another 3-2 left there. So I mean, we're seeing probably in 3 to 6 board difference.
Yeah.
But a much different shape here. Yeah.
It's a phenomenal ball, and it's like, once again, I would like to see it throw it again when we get to the colder months and the heavier shots, or take it to a tournament before you're screwing around with it too much.
Well, that's one of
or not adjusting it. Sorry.
One of the things that these balls are designed for is when you've got a lot of friction on these sport shots and you can take advantage of it. You know that there's going to be free hook down lane.
Oh yeah.
You can definitely throw this style of ball away from you.
Yeah.
Here you are. You're going to compare the bonus and the swagger right directly against each other.
It's definitely going to be a good ball for the PBA patterns. I'll tell you that much.
And
for guys throwing regionals and.
Yeah, it looks like about 3 to 6, and a little bit of difference in distance there.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a little bit more angle of entry, which we also saw from Wayne.
Yeah.
And here we have Rhylee Russell, our new Rev Dominant two-hander. And Rhylee liked this ball.
I can imagine.
With our two-handed bowlers, you will see a lot of higher val angles. Maybe not as high as the 2LS, the number 6 all the time.
118 or 132.
But you'll see them. You'll see these higher val angles to get the ball to lay off a little bit.
Yeah.
When you can combine those with a higher RG ball, you can create some really special pieces in people's arsenals. And for Rhylee, this was something right off the bat. He was like, "Oh wow, this is
special." Yeah.
You can see front rolled one, and then he was able to stay in the same spot, and then just change his launch angle a little bit and roll it.
Yeah, and just came back.
Create a completely different motion.
Yeah.
He's going to move a 4 and 2 here. And really, he's basically, when we were talking about it, he's like, all right, what do you want me to do? Just keep throwing it to the friction.
Yeah.
Move 4, throw it to the friction.
Yeah. I mean, two-handers get to do that.
They get to do that.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, like we talked about before, just how big is your pocket?
Yep.
Right? Look at this one.
And boom.
Again.
With this core dynamic, with the higher RG, with it laying off, it's really allowing him to play with his speed, play with his launch angle, play with his release, and he knows that it's not going to spin up super early. If it sees a little bit of friction up front, it's not just going to snap.
Yeah.
It's going to get down lane, and then it's going to have a dynamic motion at the break point.
Yeah. You can see it sees the friction for him. It just makes that go, right?
He's going to move another 4 and 2 here.
Oof. Look at that. It's not quite as wide, but still.
So
like that was even less friction, really.
That was in the oil, and he rolled it kind of a little forward.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look at the pin action he can create. I think it was the 5-pin that got knocked off standing up, or it might have been the head pin off the sidewall standing up. Like, that's the benefit of having that rev dominance.
Or was it just scared of his hair?
It might have been scared of his hair. He's got some nice hair, let's be honest. From the rest of us, we have no right to talk about anybody's hair.
Get a haircut, hippie.
No.
There we go.
That's another 5 boards, and he finally, after leaving it inside, he said that he felt like if he could get it a little bit farther out, had missed inside, he probably could have shaved that one in the pocket
bet.
too.
It still made a turn. Like, it just never saw the friction.
Yep.
Like, I mean, he throws it hard too. So, I've bowled against Rhylee a couple times in the men's league and in the samimersummertime, and was
the
helping
youth
him
leagues.
in the
he
youth
came up.
leagues.
We coached him when he was in the youth leagues.
Yeah.
Look at that hair. Look at him. We got our own Hookhausen starting here. That means I get to wear face paint. If he's Hook, I'm Danhausen.
Oh.
I will curse you. Now here he is with the bonus. And there's no curse on that. You can see just killing that 10-pin.
I'm gonna buy him a headband, one of those hair bands or something to keep his hair out of his eyes.
No, that's the way it is. It's got to flow. It's got to flow. Let it do its thing. And here we are. He's going to now check this out. Talk about accuracy. That's 2 different shots.
That's pretty good.
So that was straight up same place as the bonus, forward rolling it.
Yeah.
Almost identical, but he threw a lot of strikes there, so we want to see the versatility. And we've got about between 0 and 8 to 9 boards of total versatility that he has with this ball. And
he's just showing off.
He is showing off. He got a little bit of swagger with that hair. I'd show it off too if I had some. If I could have my beard flowing in the wind, I'd totally be in for that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you laneside.